Hello, welcome to the second week of our side body length and strength series. So, if you haven't taken week one of this series, I recommend that you go back and take it because we build on the skills that we learned in week one in this second class, week two. If you're with me for this class, let's go ahead and get the playlist started. So, make your way towards the play button, and we'll start this playlist in three, two, and one. Once you've got your music set up, make your way to your mat and we'll begin in child's pose today. So big toes to touch. Knees can be either close together or wide, whatever feels best for you today. And then walk the hands out until the forehead comes down to touch the mat. Take a moment to wiggle yourself around. Notice how the forehead feels against the earth. Notice how the hips feel. Maybe even the weight is different from right shin to left shin. And let's take a big breath in through the nose and smoothly release it through the nose, finding stillness and closing the eyes. Notice what you're bringing to the mat, what is present for you right now in this moment. For so many of us, we are experiencing challenges that we have never had to face before. And we are watching our friends and family face challenges that they have never had to face before. Or perhaps they've had to face it not so directly, not so immediately, not so catastrophically. One of my good friends said to me the other day that you can offer people two things. One, you can offer your joy, and two, you can offer your empathy. And I think so many of us who are connected to ourselves and connected to the feelings of others, especially if we're hypersensitive to the feelings of others, we automatically reach for that empathy. I know I always do. I'm here for you, I'm listening, I'm here to hold space. But the other side of that is offering your joy, offering your love, your passion, your enthusiasm, your smiles, your laughter. And that's what we're going to focus on today. Just cultivating a sense of joy, a sense of lightness, a sense of ease, so that when you step off of the mat today, you feel a little bit more equipped, like your joy meter has been filled, and you can give that to others. So, with that in mind, let's start to deepen the breath. Big breath in, fill up the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Think about that meter of joy inside you filling up as you inhale. And as you exhale, think about releasing your empathy to the world. Again, breathe in, filling up with joy. And sighing it out, releasing your empathy. Last big breath in together, inhale. And let it go. Breathing in and out through the nose now, starting to find that ujjayi breath, a little bit of rasping at the back of the throat so that sonically you are connected to the rhythm of your body. And just like the breath, our joy and our empathy are two things that we always have available to us. They might not always feel accessible, but we never lose those pieces of the human experience. They are integral to how we experience this world. Let's take one or two more breaths here. If there's some kind of intention you want to set, if you know there's someone who needs your joy today, you might bring them into your heart right now. Last breath. Let it go. And with your inhale, begin to rise up to tabletop. And we'll actually transition out of tabletop right away. So cross the ankles behind you. Sit back over the heels into a crossed leg position. Make sure you feel both sitting bones on the earth. Right palm comes down to the floor next to the hip. Bend the elbow. Inhale, left arm lifts up and over. And as you exhale, notice the heaviness of your left hip and your left knee. These are our anchor points that we're stretching up and away from, reaching out beyond the left fingertips as the left ribs expand to make space for the left lung expanding. You can bend this right elbow to increase the intensity of the side body stretch. If you want a little bit more here, look up underneath the bicep, turn the chest up to the sky, breathe deep. For 2 more. Last breath, expand the ribs, expand left lung. Exhale through center, left hand drops to the mat. Inhale, right arm up and over. Find your anchor points. Feel right sitting bone, right knee drawing down. And then entire right side body is lifting up and out of the pelvis. Bottom elbow might bend a little bit. You might even push this palm down and away from you to lift the right armpit and right ribs up towards the sky a little bit more. Now notice here that we're focusing on anchoring points, the things that ground us. We're focusing on the pieces that might change or shift to allow us a little bit more space in the body, like bending this bottom elbow or turning the chest up to the sky. And all of that allows for even more opening through this right side body. And that's what we've got to do with our joy. We find the pieces that ground us, we find the pieces that make more space for that joy, and then we let that joy expand. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale, come back to center. Plant the palms in front of you and roll over the knees. We come back to tabletop. Inhale, cow pose, drop the belly, pull the heart forward. Exhale, push the floor away and round the spine. Inhale, cow, arching. Exhale, back to cat, rounding. Inhale, spinal extension. Exhale, spinal flexion. Inhale, cow pose. With the exhale, slide both ribs over to the right, round the spine back into a cat back, and then slowly slide the ribs to the left and drop it down into cow pose as you inhale. Exhaling to circle the ribs to the right. Two more circles like this. You might bring the hips into it. You might bring the head into it a little bit more. You might allow the elbows to bend and the shoulder blades to move on the back body. And then let's flip it and reverse it. Inhaling cow. Exhale, ribs to the left, round into that cat bag, and then ribs slide to the right. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Three more. Turn up the breath. Make it a little bit more integral to what you're doing right now on the mat. Last round. Inhale, tabletop, neutral spine. Exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips up and back to our first downward facing dog. A moment here to pedal the feet out, maybe lifting the heels, finding the right stance for you. You might need to step the feet a little bit further back than you think you need to. But then put a bend in the knees and lift your sitting bones as high as possible. You'll find even more lift if you push through the heels of the palms, all 10 knuckles glued down to the earth as well. And breathe in. Let it go. Inhale, lift your heels all the way up to the sky. With the exhale, swivel both heels over to the right, so the outer edge of the right foot, inner arch of the left foot lands. Keep pushing through the palms to send the hips up and back. Left hip crease peels to the back of the room as much as possible. And then push down and away through the left palm a little bit more, keeping weight there. Last big breath into left side body. Inhale, heels high, center. Exhale, drop both heels over to the left. Hips stay high, strong arms, armpits hugging in towards each other, and then keep putting weight into the right palm. The more weight you put there, the more you'll feel length through the right armpit, right lats, right ribs, right flank. Maybe even getting into the QR muscle on the right side of the low back. Last breath. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, heels back to center, lift them high. Exhale, draw the heels down towards the floor. They don't have to touch. A little bend in the knees. Walk the hands about, let's say 2/3 of the way back towards the feet. So you're kind of in a short down dog, and then step the feet to the outer edges of the mat. You'll continue to walk the hands back until most of the weight is in the feet, and then come up onto your fingertips. So you're cupping the palms almost as if they were cupcakes underneath the palms of the hands. You don't want to crush them. Drag your sitting bones towards the back of the mat, but keep the fingertips glued down, so we're tractioning the entire spine here. Head hangs heavy, breathe in. As you breathe out, make sure there's a little bend in the knees, lift the navel up to the spine. 2 more, maybe crawling the fingertips a little bit further forward while keeping the weight in the feet. One more breath here. Exhale, forward fold, drag the hands back towards the feet, grab opposite elbows, hang the head, a little bit of sway from side to side, make this funky. There'll be a couple of moments today when you might be asked to be outside of your comfort zone, when you might be asked to dance, or move, or wiggle, or shake. And I want you to let your joy infiltrate these spaces of insecurity, of discomfort, of unease, of self-consciousness. Let your joy expand into those spaces, eventually pushing them out beyond the borders of the body. Joy filling up your head space. Last big breath. Exhale, release. Keep a bend in the knees. Inhale, roll up to standing, pressing the feet down, arms reaching for the floor. As the shoulders stack over the hips, roll the shoulders back and down, head stacked. Bring the feet underneath you, hip width apart. With the inhale, lift the arms, mountain pose, squeeze the glutes, lift the belly. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, flat back all the way to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, crawl the palms out to plank pose. First plank of the day, stack shoulders over wrists, all 10 fingers spread wide. And then think belt buckle to belly button through the pelvis. So you want to think about drawing your front hip points up towards your low ribs. You're scooping that low belly up and in. Glutes squeeze, lift your thighs up to the sky, reach the heels to the back of the mat. 2 more breaths here. Heart forward, head in line with shoulders. Sides of the neck long. Last breath here. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Point the toes, press all 10 toenails down. Inhale, lift the chest up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, baby cobra. And lower. Inhale, baby cobra. Pause. Hover the hands, squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you. Notice, can you lift your kneecaps up by pressing your feet down a little bit more? Last big breath in. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, lift the thighs. Inhale, push up top of a plank or tabletop if you need a modification. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe through the nose. And let it go. Inhale, lift the heels, lift the hips, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, step, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and reach to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center, firm the glutes from the low belly. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach up. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, plank pose, Chaturanga Dandasana, lower halfway, elbows kiss the ribs. Option to drop the knees if you need it. Inhale, upward facing dog, roll the heart open as the kneecaps continue to lift. Exhale, look to the navel, let the navel lift you back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Open the mouth, audible sigh out. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back and think about pressing through the heels of the palms, lengthening the triceps, lengthening the armpits and side bodies, and that length that length travels all the way out through the hips and down through the right leg. Take one more breath in, kick the heel back. Exhale, knee to nose, step the right foot through between the palms. Drop the back knee down, inhale, come up to the shallow low lunge we've been working with in class lately. So left hip stacked over the left knee. From here, we're finding that belt buckle to belly button. If you like a little hands-on adjustment, you can give it to yourself here, but low belly lifts, tailbone drops. As you do this, the core engages and then the left glute squeezes. Keep both of those structures of stability and then allow the hips to slide forward and down. And now you'll be getting the extension from the left hip flexor rather than from letting the core bottom out and the low back get crunched. So keep those structures turned on. And we're going to be using that idea today throughout class. Like we were talking about when we were doing those side stretches, we have to find the pieces that ground us, that provide us stability and structure and safety in our lives. And when those pieces are in place, there's a little bit more ease to open the heart, reaching up to the sky. As you exhale, cactus the arms, peel the heart open, joy opening up. Inhale, lift the arms, reach up. Exhale, cactus the arms, maybe the hips slide forward and down again, but glutes and low belly still engaged. Inhale, reach up, last time. Exhale, cactus. Hands to the floor, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, step forward to the top of the mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and reach to the sky. With the exhale, grab your left wrist and lean to the right. Both feet stay grounded, a little bit of extra weight in the left foot as the hips slide to the left. Look up underneath the left bicep, breathe. Last breath in, turn the chest to the sky, bottom ribs wrapping up. Exhale. Inhale, center, grow tall, glutes squeeze, belly lifts. Exhale, grab the right wrist and lean to the left. Looking up, chest turns up, bottom ribs wrap up to the sky, and then still weight into that right foot as the hips slide to the right. Breathe. For 2. And 1. Get empty. Inhale, center, glutes on, belly lifts. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back to plank pose, feet hip width apart, drop both heels over to the right. Over to the right, push the floor away, hug the right hip up to the sky, and if you're feeling good, inhale, left arm high to the sky into side plank pose. Keep pushing down to lift the right hip up. And then squeeze your glutes. My glutes don't automatically fire in side plank. Yours might not either. So make sure that you're engaging that area actively. Last breath in. Exhale, left palm down. Choose to take the vinyasa or skip. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Left side, inhale, left leg lifts. Feel the length that you can create by pushing the palms down and away, lengthening the armpits, ribs lengthen, side bodies lengthen, and then that length travels down through the inner thigh, the outer thigh, all the way down through the heel of the left foot. Last breath in. Exhale, knee to nose, step the left foot through, drop the back knee down, inhale, come up to the shallow low lunge, right hip stacks over the right knee. Low belly lifts, tailbone drops, right glute squeezes, keep the belly, keep the glute, slide hips forward and down. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, cactus the arms, maybe a little bit of a back bend, but don't let the belly bottom out. Low belly still lifts. Inhale, reach. Cactus, peel open the sky. Inhale, reach. Cactus. Hands to the floor, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, and step forward into a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. This time, we interlace the fingers in a steeple grip. Index fingers point to the sky. With the exhale, we lean to the left, weight in the right foot. Look up underneath the bicep, inhale. Exhale, navel in, glutes on. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lean right. Weight in the left foot, hip slide left. Inhale, turn the chest up to the sky. Exhale here. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, plank pose, feet hip width, swivel both heels over to the left. Push down through the feet, hug the left hip up to the sky, squeeze the glutes. If you're feeling good, inhale, right arm up for Vashisthasana. If you want more here, you can stack right foot on top of left. Put a little bend in your bottom elbow and then drag that shoulder away from the ear, pulling it down the back. You'll feel the heart pull towards the top of the mat. Last breath in. Exhale, right palm down, take the vinyasa or skip it. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. And out. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to the right tricep. Think belt buckle to belly button to bring that knee a little bit higher on the arm. Inhale, lift it up, three-legged dog. Find the length through the entire side body. Exhale, knee to left tricep, belt buckle to belly button, curls in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. As you land, put a little bend in both knees. Find that same tuck of the tailbone. Left glute is on, low belly lifts. Use that lift of the pelvis tilting up towards the chest to then lengthen the front body so the heart can turn up to the sky a little bit more. The armpits can lengthen up to the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, warrior two, back heel spins down. Take an inhale. And an exhale, both legs working here. In breath. With the exhale, plant the right hand ahead of the right toes and inhale, step up to half moon Ardha Chandrasana. So a little bit of a bend in your standing leg. Drishti is on the floor. Make sure that the right hand isn't too close to the right toes. You want to make sure that the right hand is far enough away from the foot that the entire right side body can expand in that space. Put a little bit more kick through the back heel and then squeeze your left glute. That'll help keep the hips open. Last breath in right here. Exhale, bend your standing leg. Can you let your bottom hand get light before the back foot touches down, and we're moving towards goddess pose here. So back foot lands, turn the toes out, heel in, and then sit the hips down. In goddess pose, we tend to put all of the weight towards the inner arches and the knees will roll in towards the center line of the body. Make sure that you're pressing evenly through all four corners of the feet. Shoulders back, you're not leaning forward. Those shoulders are stacked over the hips and you're sitting low. Big breath in, open the arms wide, look forward. Exhale, plant the right hand, inhale into half moon again. Left leg lifts. Exhale, lightly land back in goddess pose, hands to heart center. Inhale, half moon. Exhale, goddess pose. Inhale, half moon. And if you're like, girl, I'm falling all over the place, this is not smooth, that's okay. It doesn't need to be smooth. It's meant as an exploration for you to figure out what's going on. How can you come up against this challenge and still find joy, still find a laugh in the moments where you're falling out of things? Inhale into half moon again. We've got 3 more. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, half moon. Exhale, goddess. Last one, inhale. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, lift your left heel off the earth. Exhale, spin the heel down, straighten the back leg, open up into warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, elbow drops to the knee, your hand to the floor. Inhale, left arm high to the sky. With the exhale, turn the thumb away from you, bend the elbow, back of the hand rests against the low back, or maybe tucks into the right hip crease. With the arms set, let's find a little bit more work in the legs. So push down through the pinky edge side of the back foot, Let the front knee drift forward, glutes on. With that work happening, maybe you can peel this left shoulder back, maybe looking up to the sky. These bottom ribs wrap up to the sky as well. We found the grounding. We found the foundation here. Now can you let the heart be a little bit more open and easy? Last breath in. Last breath out. Inhale, reverse warrior. Don't lose the work in the legs. Exhale, cartwheel the palms down. Step the right foot back. Plank. Both heels fall over to the left. Inhale, right arm high, side plank. Engage the left obliques by squeezing left hip up to the sky. If you want more here, hover the right leg for a brief moment. Exhale, right palm down. Option to take this vinyasa, or maybe just lifting the hips up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to left tricep, curl in on yourself so that the knee can come up higher on the left arm. Inhale, take it back, find length through both side bodies, both inner and outer thigh. Exhale, knee to the right tricep. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through. Inhale, slow rise, high lunge. Little bend in both knees. Tuck the tailbone, squeeze the right glute. Low belly lifts up as the hip points drop towards the low ribs. Breathe in, lift the chest. Exhale, warrior two, back heel spins down and open. Breathe. Look down towards the top of the mat. Left hand plants ahead of the left toes. Inhale, step up into half moon. A couple of breaths to get comfortable here in this half moon. Bend your standing leg. Left hand needs to be far enough away that the whole left side body can expand. Kick back through the right heel. And then maybe those bottom ribs turn up to the sky as you let the right shoulder fall back. Center of the heart turns towards the right side of the room. Last breath here, expansion through all four limbs. Exhale, bend your standing leg. Can you let your bottom hand get light before the back foot lands? Turn the toes out, heel in, sit into goddess, hands at heart center. Push through all four corners of the feet. Inhale, look forward, plant the palm, half moon, back leg lifts, right arm is high. Exhale, lightly land back in goddess. A couple of times flowing between these two poses. Inhale, half moon. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, half moon. Can you let the back foot land before the bottom hand leaves the floor? Or rather, can you let the front hand get light before the back foot touches down? Last one here, inhale, half moon. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, elevate the back heel, right heel lifts. Spin it down to the floor, straighten the back leg, arms open into warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, elbow drops to the knee or hand to the floor. Inhale, right arm high. With the exhale, turn the thumb away, bend the elbow, hand drifts to the low back. Glute squeeze, front knee drifts forward, heart wraps up to the sky. Last breath here. Navel in. Inhale, reverse warrior, lift up out of the left hip crease. Exhale, cartwheel the palms to the floor, step back, plank. Both heels fall to the right. Inhale, left arm high side plank. If you want more, squeeze the glutes, hover the left leg. Final breath, expansion through all four limbs. Think half moon. Exhale, left palm down, vinyasa, or choose to skip it. Breathe in. Big sigh out. Last round of flow, combining all of the elements we've been working on today. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Exhale, right knee to tricep, belt buckle to belly button. Inhale, find length as you take the heel up and back. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Kick the foot out to the right, or rather to the left. Spin the back heel down to the floor. Inhale, left arm high for fallen triangle. And just like we've been doing in side plank, push the feet down. Can you hug the right hip up higher? Can you draw the right shoulder blade down the back to keep the chest open? Last breath in, find expansion through all four limbs. Exhale, left palm down, hug the right knee to the chest. Inhale, take it high. Exhale, knee to nose, step the right foot through. Inhale, slow, steady rise to your high lunge, tearing the mat apart between the feet as you rise to turn the glutes on. Exhale, power lunge, hinge the chest forward, sweep the hands back. Long lines of energy through the side bodies and all the way out through that back heel. With the inhale, one leg tadasana, sweep the arms forward to carry the left knee up into the chest. We're going to pause here in half moon for a minute. So find your drishti, find your gazing point that'll keep your internal focus and external gaze steady. Put a little bend in your standing leg and then spread all 5 of your standing toes as wide as they'll go so you have a bigger base. And just like the roots of a tree, I want you to think about this standing leg drawing energy up from the floor and all the way up through the standing leg. Squeeze the right glute so that way you have this structure of stability that continues to energetically move up the body. Low belly lifts up and in. Maybe this knee pulls tighter to the chest. And then notice if you can engage this right glute and low belly so much that the side bodies feel a little bit longer, like the torso is just floating on top of the pelvis. Let's take one more breath in, reaching your arms up to the sky if they're not already there, energy traveling up through the armpits, wrists, and fingertips. With the exhale, hands come to heart center. Step this left foot behind you, tapping the toes down on the outer edge of the mat, curtsy squat. And then from here, inhale, hands draw down towards the floor. They rise all the way up to the sky. You're pulling the energy up through that standing leg as the left knee comes back up into one leg tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart center, curtsy squat. Inhale, draw the energy up as you hug right glute in, low belly lifts. Exhale, curtsy squat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sink. Inhale, reach. And sink. 3 more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, curtsy squat. 2 more. And curtsy. This is it. Inhale, reach high. Draw the energy up through the leg, through the side bodies. Exhale, warrior 3. Hands come to heart center. Kick that left leg back. Now, just like we were finding energy through the side bodies by engaging our support structures, we're going to do the same thing here. So a little bend in the standing leg. Lift the front of the left thigh. Squeeze the left glute. With that turned on, you might be able to wrap your right hip crease back, finding squareness through the hips, and then the side bodies can reach out. Lift the low belly up away from the right hip crease. Heart is open and easy. We've got one more breath here. Get empty. Inhale, left arm circles up to the sky. Warrior 2 as you land the back foot. Inhale, reverse warrior, lift it up and back. Exhale, cartwheel the palms to the floor. Step the right foot back into side plank, heels to the left. Inhale, right arm high. Hug the left hip up to the sky, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, hover the right leg. Exhale, bend the knee, kickstand the toes behind you. Keep the legs exactly as they are, but turn the chest up to the sky. Bottom ribs wrapping up to the sky into a wild thing as you flip your dog. Reach to the top of the mat through the right fingertips. Exhale, right palm to the earth. Take the vinyasa or skip it. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, look to the navel to lift the hips back to the dog pose. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Inhale, kick it high. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Spin the back heel down, kick the foot out to the right. Inhale, fallen triangle, right arm high. And exhale to engage the left side body. Left hip squeezes up. Last breath in. Exhale, right palm down, hug the knee in. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through. Tear the mat apart, find high lunge. Exhale, power lunge. Inhale, one leg tadasana. And we pause. Find your drishti. And then let's find the structures of support in the standing leg. All 5 toes spread wide with a little bend in your standing knee. Squeeze the left glute into center. A lot of times when we come to standing on one leg, we kind of sit with the hip popped out to the left. This breaks the chain of energy traveling up through the leg. Hug the left glute in to keep the hips stacked, and that energy then continues to travel up through the side bodies, up through the armpits, wrists, and fingertips. I'm looking around too much, so I'm a little bit wobbly today, but that's okay. We all have days like that. Big breath in, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step the right foot behind the left leg, tapping the toes, both knees bend into a curtsy squat. Inhale, circle the arms down to the floor, all the way up to the sky. Right knee back up into the chest as the left glute squeezes belly in. Exhale, hands to heart center, curtsy squat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, curtsy squat. Think about gathering the energy and drawing it all into the center line of the body so that you grow taller. Exhale, curtsy squat. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink it down, get low. Inhale, gather the energy, reach up. 2 more, curtsy squat. Inhale, rise. Exhale, curtsy. Inhale, reach up, 1 leg tadasana. Exhale, warrior 3, take the right heel back. And if you're like me, your left foot might be cramping a little bit. That left ankle is working hard. So bring some attention into where you can find a little bit more foundational work. Spread the toes out, little bend in your standing leg. Lift the front of the right thigh, squeeze the right glute, and then wrap your left hip crease back. Navel lift, side body's long, inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Inhale, right arm circles around. Land the back toes in warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the palms to the earth. Step that left foot back into side plank, heels to the right. Inhale, left arm high. Heart forward, glutes on, right hip to the sky. Inhale, left leg hovers if you like. Kickstand the toes behind you. Keep right leg straight, left knee bent. Inhale, lift the hips, squeeze the glutes. Heart opens, turning up to the sky. Exhale, left palm to the mat. Take this last vinyasa or choose to skip it. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. And breathe in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. In through the nose. Blow it out through the lips. Last breath in. Exhale through the nose. Drop the knees down. Child's pose for a brief moment. And take a moment here to notice what is coming up for you in the present moment right now. Maybe you've got all of those endorphins from movement and breathing buzzing, and you're feeling that surge of joy. Great. And maybe you're like, I'm exhausted and I have nothing to give right now. That's okay too. Sit with that. Sit with that. When we think a little bit more consciously about how we show up in the world, how we show up for the people who are around us, it becomes easier for us to understand what we need when we need our friends and our family to give their energy to us. If you're feeling depleted in this moment, ask yourself what would revive yourself. If your best friend gave their joy to you or gave you their empathy, held space for you, what would that do for you? Big breath in. Sigh it out. Let's start to wind things down. So rise up to tabletop and then lift the hips up and back to downward facing dog. Last standing posture we'll do today. Let's step the right foot up between the palms. Turn over your left shoulder, hands walk towards the back of the mat, so we're in a wide leg forward fold position. Feet parallel, put a little bend in your knees. Remember that if you take the feet a little bit wider, a little bit further away from each other, this will be a little bit easier. So if you're really tense through the back of the legs, take your stance wider. And if you're like, this is really easy, step your feet a little bit closer together. Take a halfway lift, put a little bend in those knees. And exhale, drop the head and fold from the hips. Hands can walk back so that they rest underneath the shoulders. Hands can come to the outer edges of the feet or the ankles. You can even let the hands just hang, palms turned face up. And we're breathing for 5 deep breaths, letting both side bodies lengthen towards the floor as we hang the torso from the hips. Last big breath in and out. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, walk the hands back to the top of the mat, turning towards the right shoulder. Step the right foot back and we'll drop down onto the knees. Sit behind the heels and swing the legs in front of you. Now let's take the legs long. From here, slide the sole of the right foot to the floor, interlace the fingers, clasp them around the top of the knee, and then hug that knee into the chest. Nice. From here, you'll take your right hand, you'll wrap it around the sole of the foot, fingertips towards the inner arch, and very gently lean to the left sitting bone, and you're going to guide this right foot back and right knee out to the right. Now you want the right knee to be in line with the right hip, and then the right foot to be flexed and the heel to be in line with the knee. If your right sitting bone is not down on the floor, that's okay. Mine isn't either. From here, you have 2 options. You're going to keep this left foot flexed, whichever option you take. You can either fold forward, or if you want a little bit more side body lengthening, a little bit more twisting action, both hands to the outside of the left leg. Breathe in, lift the heart up. Exhale, walk the hands out, maybe coming down to the forearms, whether you're in the fold or the twist. We'll drop the head, let the shoulders go soft. We're just breathing here. And think about wrapping the right hip crease towards the back of the mat. Keep pushing the left heel forward. Maybe even crawling the right fingertips even further forward, coming up onto the fingertips to feel the side body lengthen. Roll the top of the left thigh up towards the sky. It'll want to roll out to the left. Keep wrapping it in towards the center line. Last breath into the right ribs. Exhale, walk the hands back towards the seat. Lean to the left hip. Swing this leg around. We'll take it to the other side. So slide the sole of the left foot to the floor. Hands clasp the knee. Pull the knee into the chest so the foot is free. Release your left hand. Wrap it around the sole of the foot. You're going to slowly lean to the right hip. Take this leg out to the left. The hand is just lightly guiding. You're not forcing anything. Make sure that the knee is in line with the hip. Flex the back foot. The heel is in line with the knee. Pull the front toes back towards the shin. Big breath in. Either folding forward directly over the leg or hands to the outer edge of the right leg. Wherever you are, take a couple of breaths to lengthen out of the hips. And with the exhale, soften the head, neck, and shoulders. If you want a little bit more, crawl these left fingertips forward, staying up on the fingertips. Left hip wraps back, front thigh rolls up towards the sky. A little bit of internal rotation there. Final breath in. And exhale, walk the hands back until you're sitting up at a tall seat. Lean onto the right hand, swing this left leg around. And let's roll all the way down onto the back body. As you land Let's hug the left knee to the chest. Keep the right leg long. Inhale, reach the left arm out to the left. Exhale, draw the knee across the body to the right. 3 big breaths in this twist. Inhaling into the belly. And sighing it out. If you did set an intention, if there was someone in your life that you knew needed your joy today, you might think about taking that intention and making it an action in the real world. Maybe it's just doing something small for that person, like, I don't know, sending them a clip from their favorite movie. Maybe it's just texting them and checking in. Maybe it's finding a little gift, some flowers, bringing over a treat. With the inhale, bring the left knee back to center. And exhale, trade it out. Left leg goes long, right knee pulls in. Inhale, right arm reaches to the right. Exhale, draw the knee across the body to the left. 3 deep breaths. Inhale, knee back to center. Exhale, left knee pulls in. Find happy baby. And gently release, and we'll move towards shoulder stand. So knees stay in the chest, push the upper arms down into the earth, fingertips point up towards the sky. From here, you'll lift the hips up by pulling the knees into the chest. Hands come to the low back. Walk the elbows in as you lift the toes up towards the sky. Chin tucks to the chest. Don't look around here. There's a lot of pressure on the neck. Squeeze your glutes. Push your groin towards the wall behind you. Two more deep breaths. Last breath. Exhale, bend the knees slowly. Knees come into the chest. Hands slowly slide down the hips as the low back returns to the earth. And transition right into our Shavasana. Legs go long, arms at your sides. Wiggle around, make sure you're comfortable. We'll have about a 3 to 4 minute sit. And breathing deep. It's just you. It's just you experiencing the natural state of the human body. If you have more time to stay and would like to do so, please do that. If you're ready to come out with me, take a big breath in through the nose. Let it go. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. With the inhale, reach the arms overhead, full body stretch. Exhale, knees into the chest, roll to one side. You're welcome to end class resting on your side, or you can meet me in a comfortable seat with your hands at heart center. And as we always do, we'll end practice with a moment of gratitude. The qualities of joy and empathy are emblematic of the spark that lives within each of us as human beings. It's the spark that lives within all living things. So wherever you go, whatever you choose to do with your joy and your empathy, whatever you choose to do with your human experience, protect that spark. Protect that which makes you feel alive and connected and deeply in tune with your community. Take the thumbs up to the third eye between the brows, big breath in. And with the exhale, fold forward. Together we bow in reverence to each other, and together we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice and your presence with me today. I hope you are leaving this class with a little bit more joy, a little bit more levity that you can then go share with those around you. Week 3 of our side body length and strength series should be up in the next week, so look forward to that. If you have any questions or want to connect on something related to yoga, movement, breathing practices, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Until we meet again on the mat, namaste.